We got the plans cause we are the tech shamans. We understand cause we are the tech shamans.
Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome, yeah.
Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans.
Cool.
Hey, good
morning, everyone.
Welcome to Tech Shamans again.
Yes.
It's fun Thursday today. We got tons of stuff ready to show you. More
Lots of
tech.
stuff.
We're continuing the day. This episode is continuing with last week's episode with video stuff. And it was kind of like, what can we show them? And, you know, John brought up a couple cool things last time. And so we wanted to show more stuff. And then we had promised to talk about what do you do after you record and get all your videos done. Then what do you do? How do you deal with it?
Correct.
And so that's the whole premise. And then we've got John's going to be talking about a couple of issues that people are experiencing with the social media platforms. And then
yeah, good old social media, man.
yeah. And then Adam, you know, we were talking a little bit about, you know, what you do with the video after you record it and what kind of hardware is required. But Adam has some things on the elements of the actual hardware and software for the computers. What's going on with good old Microsoft lately?
Right now, Microsoft, if you're currently running Windows 7 and Google Chrome, there's a 0-day vulnerability within Chrome and Windows 7. And right now, Google's reason to fix it is...
Surprise, go to your camera.
Yes, surprise.
Nice.
Google's saying, hey, you know, if you want to get it fixed, we go ahead and recommend you update to Windows 10. They're not basically going to fix their software for users of Windows 7, so it's up to Microsoft to patch the security gap. And remember, you only have a few more months left of Windows 7 being able to do any updates. So these are the kind of reasons why you need to keep your software updated and you know.
So what was the thing you were saying the other day that we had to, if you were running Windows 7 or something, you had to pull off Chrome?
Yeah, I mean, if you're running Windows 7, you know, try to, you know, if you could utilize Firefox or a different web browser until there is the patch comes out. I do know Microsoft's getting ready to release this coming Tuesday the update to hopefully close the security gap. But you know, just to be on the safe side, you don't want anybody running any kind of malicious code on your computers.
I have a weird tech, maybe a noob tech question. For the people you've seen who are, or the people out there who are still running Windows 7, because I'm running an older version on my other laptop. But so for the people still running Windows 7 or Windows 8 or whatever, why would they do it? What reasons do you hear from people that they do that? And then are those reasons valid in your eyes?
Most of the reasons why people still use Windows 7 would be that they have older software that's not compatible.
Okay.
We're not willing to be able to run on Windows 10.
Like their particular accounting process or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but if at this time that the company's still around and has made newer versions, then it's time to take an investment and purchase updated software. That's not really a valid reason. If you're running software that, say for instance, that was custom built or that was the company's no longer in operation and you need to run Windows 7, you could always run it in a virtual environment, or you can you could still run a machine on it. Well,
what reason would you need to run Windows 7?
older software. That's pretty much the only reason. If you're utilizing older software, that's just not compatible with Windows 10.
Yeah, one of the companies that I actually worked for was they had like some accounting thing that was a plug-in that worked with whatever legacy system they had, and someone wrote a script and it only worked with that one thing, and it broke when...
We have clients that run, industrial hardware that requires Windows XP still.
Oh, really?
They have old CNC machines that they don't have any of the controller...
You can't update those.
...way to, to control the devices anymore, so they can't update the software on them.
Yeah.
And they need to run legacy systems, so...
Yeah, that's true. So there's a
reason.
Small... But
if you're an everyday user... Right now, if you're running Windows 7 and it's just because you don't like Windows 10 or you've heard bad things about it, that's not really a good.
But those CNC machines aren't connected to the internet.
No, those are not connected to the internet.
So it's like that vulnerability is like.
Yeah, that's not there. But if you're an average home user and you're still running Windows 7, and you got Google Chrome because Internet Explorer is not being not able to be utilized because a lot of the websites are not supporting it.
Yeah.
There's a vulnerability there. So right now, try to steer away from Google Chrome. Use Firefox if you have to for the time being. Make sure your updates are turned on. Make sure you do your Windows updates this coming Tuesday. Definitely make sure you're secure, at least for now. But your time is ticking, and pretty soon. And as of right now, if Chrome, Google says they're not going to support it. The fix, they're not going to send a software patch to correct it, that means they're done. They're probably not going to release a new version of Google Chrome anytime soon for Windows 7 after this. This is probably the last you've seen of it. Pretty soon you'll get the bar across the top that says, hey, we're sorry, we're no longer supporting Windows 7. Please upgrade to the newest operating system so you can get the safety updates and all that stuff.
What?
That sucks.
What?
Yes.
What? Now, used to be, I was kind of one of those people who was like, I was in line for the first day of like when the new Windows version got released type of thing, and I tracked that really carefully. I don't do that as much kind of with business stuff now, but when's the next big Windows 11 supposed to come out? I mean, are they, or is it just, is it a continuous time frame now?
It's a continuation of Windows 10. That's what Microsoft's hoping to do, is create Windows 10 as a Windows as a service.
Okay.
So basically, the whole premise is being able to. They talked about Windows that'll go with you.
Yeah, like all on my phone and my Surface and
you can sign into any device. The operating system can you can swap hard drives now between devices, and the operating system just reloads just perfectly fine. You couldn't do that before. They were tied to the motherboard
machine,
to the machine. So now you can you sign into Windows, and you have your account, all your stuff's right there.
Are we going to see more like? Windows 10 was a big kind of user interface change, and a lot of people don't like the tiles and things. But are we going to see some new UI come out? The user interface come out? Like, is that going to be the next thing?
There's definitely going to be some changes to the user interface. They're happening on, and people don't really notice it that much.
Yeah, I don't.
But they are happening.
Yeah.
What they do is they'll take out, like for instance, the snipping tool. They're trying to remove that from Windows 10, and they're adding.
How dare they?
Yeah, I know, that's my favorite. Thing
my
in the
favorite
world.
tool.
Yeah, they're using Windows. They're using OneNote as part of it now.
Okay.
So they're taking in and out different features and replacing them, adding small tweaks, and they're changing stuff. So don't be surprised if you like something and you learn something and all of a sudden it disappears after a Windows update. It's not that something happened. It's Microsoft decided that they didn't like it anymore and they want to switch it.
Yeah.
And they have that right now. And we've given them that right. Yeah. So
you can do that or buy an Apple.
Yeah, you can buy an Apple. They look the same across the board.
Yeah. And so, hey, that's...
No, they don't.
Yes,
they do. They do. No, they just...
Oh, yeah, they work exactly the same, John.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah. No. Hold on.
Nice.
No, this is what I
Oh,
jeez.
Uh-oh.
No.
Nice. Right.
No, they do not.
It's like fighting over Chevy and Ford,
Yeah.
Ford sucks. Chevy's awesome.
Yeah,
that's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, here we go.
But there's Porsche. There is no substitute.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I don't have a Porsche, so
yeah.
do I.
sad.
It's
So.
sad days.
Oh, well.
But I do have a gas guzzler.
I got it.
Chevy motor in it.
Yeah,
I got
Which
it.
I need to
Minivan.
talk to you afterwards about that, Adam, anyway, because of your other place.
Nice.
So,
Well,
but anyway.
Well, cool. Well, yeah, I mean, we had talked a little bit. Let's before we get into the whole video thing, let's talk about the little Facebook Pucker Fest that happened yesterday.
Oh, Lord have
that's
mercy.
one of those, like, maybe,
Zuckerberg broke the internet.
that really wakes
The internet,
a
according
lot
to
of people
Zuckerberg.
up. That's the type of thing where it's like, this is the type of thing where it takes people to start thinking a little bit about, like, how reliant are you and is your business on a particular platform? And
Yes.
if they decide to change, how affected could you be? Like,
Right,
what,
yeah.
that, and it's like, can you really, that's why I always preach about the websites, is you want to own your real estate and own your farm, but, so John, tell them a little bit about what you had experienced.
Okay, so as you know, we're a streaming company. We are WeBeam TV. We have shows that run every single day, and from 9 a.m. till midnight. And some of my clients are dual streamers, so we actually stream live on WeBeam, and then we offer, just because we try to be nice, the extra going to Facebook and of YouTube, so you have your backup, right?
Yeah.
Well, yesterday we could not stream to Facebook.
Oh.
And
my
my
God.
clients, all my clients were like freaking out. We're like, why can't we do this? Why is it not on Facebook yet? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, because A, they won't allow us to upload. They won't let us schedule. I couldn't even, because normally the way around that is you go, because we stream to YouTube as a backup, so our archives are already there, and I don't have to
Oh,
re-upload,
okay.
right? So
Smart.
I'm killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
So normally I can go and grab the embed code from the live stream on YouTube and just put it in as a link and say, here it is.
Yeah,
It's, it'll still stay here. It'll play.
auto-populate,
Right.
and it shows up as a little
Nope.
screen, and it's fine.
Nope. It
Really?
would, dude. You couldn't post anything yesterday. And what was really sad is it affected Facebook Live, Facebook Messenger, and Instagram.
Wow.
So none of those platforms are down. And then even Twitter started having issues because they were overloaded because Facebook and Instagram didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because Facebook.
So I
was
wonder
posting
how many poor Instagram superstars went broke yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh
exactly.
my gosh.
Well,
Yeah, think about it. That's how they make their money.
yeah. Tell us about the maybe the why. What
Oh, okay.
what are they doing? What's going on?
There's a ton of changes coming to Facebook, and one of the big changes is coming is the fact that you can no longer stream live from like what our stuff is to an RTMP.
What's that?
RTMP is it's a code format that allows us to get access. It's an API access to the backside, so we can stream professional video just like you're watching right now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny. Alan Singh said, "I thought the world was coming to an end." I think a lot of people
A lot
thought
of people did.
the world was coming to an
Yeah.
end.
All my clients.
So the RTM, it's just a handshake for us. It's like a code,
Yeah.
right? It allows us to send it to our channel based off of the of the address that they're given to us.
Okay.
Well, they're changing that to a RTTPS, which
It's secure.
it's a more secure side. It's a little more. It's a few more steps that we have to go through, which is fine. It's not a big deal. We're ready for it. We've been waiting for it. So they're changing all of that.
Yeah.
So when we schedule our shows, like so when we pre-schedule and you see, hey, Tech Shamans is going live at 11 on, or they're going to go live at 9 o'clock, you're able to share that, right?
Yeah.
Well, normally I have to put you know how you go in, if you find a post that's really funny, you go down to the comments, you put at, like I say, at Erik Cocks, right?
Yeah.
It'll tag you in the video.
Yeah.
Well, with Facebook, and when we pre-schedule, that's what we do at the very end of our our description. We put the at. I put
Hosting,
at Adam,
yeah.
put Erik, at John, at Rusty, at
Yeah.
Rob, blah blah blah. Well, now they're adding that in where you can actually hit the so when you go live or when you go post, you know how you can tag people.
Yeah.
Well, they're putting some of that stuff already in there, so I'm not having to do the ad
Oh,
anymore.
that's kind of cool. Okay.
Which is kind of nice because it's just easier.
Yeah.
So, because yesterday when I was trying to schedule a show, it was showing me that, which is new.
Ah.
So that means algorithms have gotten messed up, and the features were being released that weren't ready
Probably
to be
supposed
released.
to, or,
And,
they're just testing things.
yeah, and my advice to them is to do that on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
Not during the week where we pay for platforms that,
Right,
Now,
exactly.
luckily with me, I don't guarantee anything but WeBeam TV.
Right.
I don't guarantee Facebook. I don't guarantee YouTube. I don't eventually IGTV and LinkedIn. We don't guarantee any of that because we're at the mercy of those.
You can't
of
control
people.
those at all.
Nope.
Yeah.
I have no control. So I do guarantee our WeBeam TV, and that's just the way it's just better that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, the whole world thought. I mean, literally everybody thought the world was coming to an end. So I mean, people were freaked. I had phone calls.
Oh
all day
yeah,
long.
so did I.
yeah.
Dude,
I did too.
dude, what's going on? I can't do this and I
why
can't do
aren't
this.
we-
I'm like, yeah, Facebook they're changing stuff again, so you're just gonna have to be patient.
You're gonna have to. Yeah, and they're like, I got the. Can you call them?
Yeah, no.
No, I can't. I can't call Facebook
No,
and
you
tell
can't
them.
call Facebook.
Can't
Yeah.
call
And you
Facebook.
need
Well, you
to-
can. I can. I got the number.
Well, me too. But you can't.
but you can't,
You
the
certainly
normal person
can't
cannot.
demand that my client says.
Yeah. Yeah, call up. Hey, Facebook, my client says you better get up and running because they're mad. And
Yeah.
They're going to go, what's their name? We want to ban them.
Yeah,
permanently.
exactly.
Exactly.
They're gone. Yeah.
Oh, they had an account.
Yeah. But no, that's cool. Well, that kind of leads us to some of the video things. It's like if your business wants to, hey, I want to be kind of a video star, or I want to, I've got a lot of clients who are like, I want to do live streaming and talk about my business.
Right.
Okay, but if you do that, you have to know that whatever platform you're on, you're using their platform, and
Correct.
usually for free. And they're trying to monetize that platform, so they're going to want you to pay. And then if they make changes you don't like, I have
Right.
a lot of my clients who used to do the LinkedIn groups.
Right.
And when they changed all their things about like LinkedIn groups can't be open and all these other things, they had 300-400 people that were paying to use the LinkedIn groups, and they lost a lot of they lost a lot, and they're like, now you're violating our terms of service, and we're
Right.
going to shut you off, or you have to come up with some other business platform, and so it can get expensive, But that's the that's the type of thing is what. What platforms are you going to be on
Exactly.
besides your website or your like a WeBeam TV? Some entity that's either local or a set thing that's not coming to this large
It's
social
like,
platform.
It's like when I see some of these, like for instance, those Facebook groups you'll get into, and then all of a sudden they want to turn into some kind of advertising platform
Oh,
for
yeah.
businesses, and then they want like you to pay to be in a well, you don't have a business, you don't own this real estate, you don't own these people.
Yeah.
This is not your platform, so you can do what you think you can do, but in all said and done, at the end of the day, it all belongs to Facebook or whatever platform
Right.
you're.
Oh, yeah.
You're promoting, and you're at their beck and call and their mercy.
And what you're saying as well, that's the whole, one of the things that I'm in a number of groups, and some are, not even, I'm in their groups, and some of them are paid. And it's one of those, like, if I pay my $39 a month or whatever it is to be in my gardening club, they normally use Facebook as their kind of chat.
Right.
And technically, you're skirting around Facebook's rules because you paid for their group, and we're just using Facebook chat, but it's a closed group. And I'm only allowing the people, technically, it's a closed group. You're not supposed to be able to say only the people that got paid.
Right.
It's like a lottery. If I write in,
unless you're paying for that group,
yeah,
you don't have the right to charge to be in that group.
right. And that's the element to it. And so you're kind of skirting around. But Facebook has shut those kind of groups down a lot of times.
Yeah.
It's if someone that was paying complains about it, then you're opening yourself up to, here's my business model, and now it could go away because someone complained, or you're talking about stuff that Facebook doesn't like, which is, if it's hate speech, yeah, shut it down.
Right.
But if it's gardening and you're then talking about cannabis or something, and then someone decides they don't want, they're offended, you could get this stuff shut down. And so that's why we're talking about, like, what do you so you say I want to create videos for my air conditioning company or whatever it is, or my gardening club, and put those out to the world because I want to be an expert.
Right.
And I want to show the world that I'm the expert. What do you do? And so, so I've created my videos. So here are some of the rigs that you can, we talked yesterday, I brought in my cameras, but then John stepped up to the plate and he has all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, you can go from your simple, just holders.
Well, see, what I did is you brought in the big boy toys.
Yes.
And so because I'm poor, well, I'm not poor, but all my money goes into the studio.
You brought in a good example if people are starting out.
So if you're starting out, there's a great selection. Like those little tripods right there are $7.
Yeah, exactly. And then this is a great thing to put your phone on. This is a super little, and then this thing is you could go to Best Buy and pick one of these little video cameras up, and they're not very expensive. These are like, you could get these for a couple $100. And then this little cool thing on the bottom here, you can put this down and it will basically rotate around. John, you can explain this a little bit more.
It'll actually allow you to, so that right there is to be used with a camera if you're trying to do time lapse.
That's cool.
Oh, okay.
So you can
literally store.
Right. So say if you're a realtor and you don't want to pay somebody, which you should, but you can go in there and you can put that in the middle of the room and tell it to, and you can set the speed to do a complete 360 of the room.
Yeah.
And then you can make, now, if you get the cell phone adapter, which there is one to it.
Oh, cool.
You could put your cell phone in it, and then the cell phone, you put it in panoramic, put the cell phone in panoramic mode.
Just let it go around.
Let it go around. You can create a 360 video for Facebook and Instagram.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And that's, and that's just the inexpensive way. That not one of those things up there costs more than $100.
Yeah. This is a great tool for, I won't pick this up, but this is one of those kind of handhelds where you could literally have your significant other or someone from the office literally hold one of these on the grips. And
you can pick it up. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, pick it up.
Yeah, this is like
I'll
kind
go
of
to your shot.
Yeah, here's the I'm going to take a picture of you type of thing, or I'm going to take a picture of me and make it very stable because now I'm able to walk around and I'm not trying to hold my large phone on my as I'm walking. This because this is somewhat heavier. This gives
you see the fold that's next to your chest?
Yeah.
That literally goes over your, if you unfold that can go over your shoulder. Yeah. So, well, you got to tighten it up.
Yeah,
all that kind
exactly.
of stuff. But it turns into a shoulder rig, which you can put more accessories
just
on
like this.
that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is a great, these are great. Just the weight of it actually helps stabilize that a little bit. And then this back here.
That little rig, that doesn't belong on the stand, but I put it on the stand so it can be seen.
We can see it.
I'll bring it over to you, and I'll put it on your camera.
Okay. This is basically this is also something that you would grip.
Right, so stabilizer.
You could stabilize it. And this comes with, you could basically take this is your little phone. Even a small phone will work on this great.
Yeah, I didn't put the big phone on there. I put the little phone on there.
Even if you have a little phone, it works great. This plugs into your microphone and goes up into kind of a semi-professional jack that you can actually use to get great audio. The audio from your camera sucks. Or audio from your phone is horrible. So this will give you a great way to go even outside because this is what's called a dead cat. That's the industry term, so it's not some funny thing. And what it does is it decreases the wind noise. So if you're standing on Clearwater Beach, then you don't get the crackly type sound.
Right.
It reduces that. And then even you can have a light. And so you can even have a clear light. So I could hold it out here even if I wanted to and just hold it out this way and record myself.
Yeah, that whole rig minus the stand, because the stand is just something I put it on so people could see it when they walk in. That whole rig minus the microphone is less than $150.
It's not heavy either. It's a fairly
you take that stand off of it and it literally it's a driver's rig.
Yeah.
So that way you hold it like this, right?
Yeah.
And you're stable. And then you can do it backwards to you, and you can actually turn the mic around.
Yeah, talk to me. Yeah.
Or when you go out and do interviews on the street.
Yeah.
Now, I have a friend of mine that has one of those, did the same thing, and he put it on a tripod.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
So that way he just had this little tripod. He walks around and he makes sure it's level, whole 9 yards, and he can sit there and talk to people, and they can talk to the phone. And he of course he frames a shot up. He gets great interviews. I used that rig and the rig you had on your shoulder together, and I did a complete interview system at a trade show. Yeah, and people were like, "Oh, that's funny," blah. And I was using my iPhone 7 at that point in time.
Nice.
Right? And people were like, "Oh, that won't look good," blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, I started sharing those videos.
Oh, yeah.
And people were like,
"Oh,
well, when did you film that one?" I'm like, "Remember the phone rig I had that you were making fun of? That's where I filmed it from." And they're like, "Holy crap, I can't believe that. That's really freaking awesome." Blah, blah,
there
blah.
are two really important factors to consider when you have something like this. If because this will record, especially with the sound. The sound makes a huge difference in your recording when you're playing it back. And the other part of it is, like you said, if you're going up to people on the street, if you go up to people with a guy with a boom mic and a big camera over his arm and a person holding a microphone or whatever it is in their face, and you ask them a question, they're going to be like, "Whoa, hey, I'm a little bit, this is too much." But if this is super non-threatening.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, here's the thing, that if you're in business and either at a client's or you're at maybe a public place that you want to get some footage of, one of the things is sometimes you're not technically supposed to film places, or you're supposed to get permission. It's very non-threatening, and you're much less likely to have some security person come up to you and be like, "What are you doing?" Versus, if I'm standing somewhere and I'm trying to get a good panoramic shot of the Gulf, and also people will talk to you more because they're like, "Oh, this guy's just some, guy."
Yeah,
you can tell people, "This is for a school project. I want to talk to you about this." So those are the type of things that these are really helpful for recording good video.
We're going to use that rig this weekend at the Clearwater Comic Con.
Oh, okay.
I just don't feel like bringing my monster rigs and my big cameras. I'm like, "Yeah, we'll just use this." And I want to see how it gets. I want to see how it gets accepted because it's a small con. I just want to see, people are like, "Holy crap, that's a great idea," or "Are you serious? Right? I thought you guys were real." Well, we are real. It's just sometimes,
we want to play.
We want to play.
Well, one of the cool things, you could literally leave this on the stand as it is, and you could, if I'm going to record myself and I want to talk about a subject.
Correct.
I can literally take a different microphone, like one of these over here.
Yeah, go ahead and bring it over to you.
Okay. And then
don't hit Adam.
Okay.
No.
This is a professional mic. And
SMB7.
Yes. You could. This is by Shure. It's a fantastic mic. John uses this for his podcast stuff, and it is amazing. But you could literally take this right here and plug it in to this camera with this box over here on your rig, and then you could sit at a table, and I can swing this around, and I can just stand here and talk to you just like this on a camera. You leave the microphone in front of you because people know that you're on a mic. Right. And so just like this, I'm like a radio announcer guy now. And sometimes that even leads to more credibility because you've got a mic in your face and you're filming yourself. So you could literally do this and just talk with your audience about whatever you're going to talk to that day. And the other part of it is if you have a rig like this that is that's like maybe your older phone or a smaller video camera, one of the things is that you can leave that maybe in the corner of your office. You could leave a mic like this set up, and that way you don't have to do all this setup stuff.
Right.
You can simply have your little rig. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be this huge professional green screen in the background. Have a nice plant in the background or something, and then have your video camera, have your mic, and then when the stuff strikes you, then you can go and record your YouTube Live. Then you can record your Facebook Live, and you can do that stuff without having to, to reset everything each time. And it's not as much of a trauma. Because if inspiration strikes you, you just go over to your corner of your office or garage or whatever it is and record your stuff,
Bathroom.
Bathroom, shower, yeah. selfie in the bathroom.
So what do you think it would be the best way to stop your phone calls while coming through while you're trying to record a live
Got to put it in
video?
Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, put it in Do
Right.
Not Disturb. You can even put it in airplane mode.
That's good.
A lot of times, because sometimes, like this phone, I can put it in Do Not Disturb, but I still get vibrations because of the other messages and stuff, because I
Right.
can't turn off all the notifications. Again, it's like if you had another phone, you could just leave it off and then just use it as a camera.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I've even seen on eBay where people are actually selling like their iPhone 7s or 8s or whatever it is that have like maybe a cracked screen or something's wrong with it, but they're like, hey, but it makes a great video camera.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it does. It's fine, you know, and you can set it up and plug it in and put it on your iPad or whatever.
So
it is.
let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. So we're halfway there.
Yeah.
By the way, Rusty's watching. He just texted me. Facebook is going to start ranking videos just like YouTube, and starting soon, you will start to search your Facebook videos on Google.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which is good, because that means now your Facebook videos are going to help get ranking.
Oh yeah.
Correct?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mr. Erik, because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
your realm.
Oh yeah, you can, you know, it's now Facebook is really used as what they call a social signal, and what that means is that, you know, Facebook looks at all your content and things like this, and then gives you kind of ranking, and based on how many people are sharing your stuff and how many people like your stuff, Google sees that. And so that's what they call a social signal. So if you get more shares and more likes on a particular video, it's going to get elevated.
Right.
And so that's one of those type of, or post or whatever it is. So if you're sharing an article and it gets a lot of likes on Facebook, but for videos, it's the same thing. You know, they can tell what, you know, and they can tell what you're hashtagging it as, and you know, the people who also, you know, are the influencers.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder if the secret game is that you could post a video and then tag some significant influencers in it and see what happens. You know, I don't know that hopefully they've thought this through, but there's going to be initially, whenever you do a platform change like this or a ranking change, they will have everyone like me is going to go and test that game and see if I can, you know, if I can do @Kim Kardashian for my video, then I'm going to, and see if it ranks, see what happens. You know, it's just for fun. But, you know, those are the type of things. So yeah, it's going to be it'll be a great tool. You know, again, video is going to help you rank. It's fairly easy to rank right now because it's very popular.
Right.
And more of the younger generation are going to the video schema rather than reading. You know, it's easier to watch a 2-minute video that hopefully distills the information that you're supposed to know well enough versus taking 15 minutes to read a white paper.
Right, exactly.
You know, and now I've got a lot of clients who are doing the same thing. They're like, well, we could publish a white paper, or we could have my client talk for 2 minutes about how on video about how their experience with that company has changed their life or whatever it is. So, you know, it's a very easy type of thing. But, you know, recording it, here's what you need to, you know, there's various methods that you can use to get the information.
Good quality video without
Oh
having
yeah,
to
it's good
spend a
quality
fortune.
video. You know, like John has brought up a number of times, you don't need kind of these 4K video cameras necessarily. It's a great selling feature because it's sharp, but everything is down sampled anyway.
Right.
And so by the time, like, Facebook compression is horrible. So you know, it's like you're not going to shoot a Michael Bay film and then publish it on Facebook and have it look awesome. It's It's going to look okay.
Come on.
Oh well, you know, it'll be acceptable to watch on your phone, but you know, it's one of those type of things that, you know, the age of the internet is gotten us to the place of, you know, here's my 1080p, the high HD TV. You know, because for instance, like all the time, one of our favorite pastimes is like we'll go onto our phones or iPads or laptops, and we will find funny videos, me and my girlfriend, to watch, and we'll stream those to the big 55-inch TV just because we want to. You know, it's like, hey, we're going to watch a 15-minute video on this. So, you know, it's one of those type of things. But again, my HD TV is only 1080p, and so it's not
Yeah.
I don't have a 4K TV because I don't really.
There's not that much content in 4K.
I can't get the content, and your eyeballs are, at least my eyeballs aren't that great, and so.
So now
you
that
get the stuff on the tape, what do you do with it?
you've got to edit it.
Yeah.
Unless you're going live.
Unless you go live, which I love live, but I also like edited work because edited work allows you to more succinctly answer questions or things like that. If you're showing something or explaining something like a house, maybe a walkthrough for a house would be good. But if I'm a lawyer or I'm trying to explain something on an air conditioning unit and I'm showing someone, I want to have that fairly buttoned up sounding.
Right.
I don't want to be stuttering, and I don't want to, it's like, or
what if you stutter anyway?
Yeah,
I can't talk very well.
Well, that's okay. But if it doesn't work. For instance,
Right.
I've had one of my other customers who's got an air conditioning company. He was like, "I'm doing live video," and I went, "Okay." And he broke something of a customer's while they were on the thing. They broke a wire or something like that, and then they couldn't fix it at all. So it was live. So he just basically panicked and cut the stream off. And I was like, "Dude, that's what happens."
Yep.
And so it's one of those type of things where I like being able to edit. And there's a number of platforms that, depending on your level of whatever, you can edit with. You can edit with on your phone. You can edit with on your, like I've got the iPad. And then, for instance, you can move up in the world. There's a number of apps on your phone. So if you shoot on your phone, you can edit fairly okay on your phone. There are a number of little editing apps.
So you can actually get Adobe Light on there.
Yeah, Adobe. And
you can get iMovie if you're an iPhone guy.
Yeah, in iMovie, like I'm pulled up iMovie, on here, and you can even pull it up, and your ability to scroll through, your videos and things like this, and you can edit and stuff. This is a great tool.
Yeah.
And it's one of those that 90% of like the YouTubers started on, like people like Hannah Hart and things like that. She started on this and then moved up to Premiere later when they started really, getting popular and could afford it. Because, this, I always tell people, I said, is this your full-time job or is this your part-time job?
Mm-hmm.
If it is your,
if it is a hobby,
is your hobby even, or is it your, and even if it's like, do you get paid for this? Probably not. Are you going to be a YouTube star? Probably not. Are you going to monetize this? Probably not. And that's okay. However, one of the things you want to do is understand, what you're using this for, and then what software you want to have for this.
All right. Let's jump over to live real quick because I'm afraid it's going to eat up tons. So if you're going to go live, the best, some of the cheapest stuff you can get is like OBS, or you get Filmora, or Game Show, or XSplit, which is a Gamecast.
Yeah, these are these platforms that you can
the
use.
Wirecast, XSplit again, and then but we use a product called vMix.
Yeah,
which you have to have a computer built for it. But the OBS and the XSplit, that all goes on a computer and runs in the background while you're gaming.
Right. Yes.
Right, which is kind of good, right?
Which is cool because that's what a lot of the people like on, not necessarily on Twitch, but a lot of people that you can do the gaming, or you can show. Those are good actually for showing, demoing your products. If you make a software product that's I make some weird accounting thing,
right?
I can actually use that to stream and show my accounting doing whatever.
Exactly.
It is,
So you have Player Me.
Screen captures.
Yeah.
You have Streamlabs, and then you have OBS, which is open broadcast software. It's kind of the same, but it's not.
Yeah.
Then you have Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Muxi, and Opera Event.
Yeah.
Now those are some of the broadcasts while you play, or but you can't have that on your phone.
Right.
If you're gonna stream live from your phone, or your iPad, or your Android, blah blah blah. You can actually stream right to YouTube.
Yeah.
Twitch. Right?
Yeah. Facebook,
Instagram.
Right.
Yeah.
Twitter, which is Periscope, which is still just Twitter.
Yeah, it's Twitter.
But so there's plenty of ways to do that live.
Yeah.
But a lot of times you need to have a good, decent computer that's going to be able to sit there. Then you can get into stuff like Livestream.
Yeah.
They have their Studio 5. That's their production software.
Yep.
Right. You can also use Padcaster. Now that's for iPads.
Yeah, that's you basically you download this and you can use that to stream.
Right. And then there's another one called Wirecaster, which is kind of the software you use, but nowhere near as good as what we, in my personal opinion, what we use.
Yeah.
So, but then there's a Switcher Studio, which is something that you can put on your iPad, and then you can use other phones that are on your Wi-Fi network.
Oh, okay. So you've got like a multi-camera setup.
So multi-camera switch, the whole nine. Yeah, and it's not bad. I mean, to buy the whole system, you're probably looking at I think it's like $2,000.
Okay.
To buy the full package, where you have the little there's a little adapter that goes on your. I'm trying to find a picture of it.
You could set yourself up for an actual, with an actual studio type of thing, even theoretically. Right. That'd be useful. That would be useful for if you were a teaching professional, or if you were doing something like that, or a sales trainer. Someone like that would be really useful for illustrating different sales scenarios. Like you could use that if you were a sales trainer or were showing people from your company how to sell. Because you could have different camera angles of people talking and things like that. That might be a good application for something like that. And
right.
The why do I want to spend $2,000? Well, if you had an office that was free in your building, in your company, you could actually go into a sales training thing or something like that, or whatever. Or
right.
So.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just wanted to jump on that real quick because there are platforms out there that you can run from your phone, and there's actually systems that you can run from your phone or your iPad, or they also have a wireless. I'm trying to find it now, but it's really kind of starting to bug me that I didn't save that as a.
You can buy the whole systems like the Movies and stuff of the world. They're these phone type things or they're camera type things that are mounted on these things, and they're basically an integrated streaming system, or they're supposed to be.
The software and everything's built into it.
But they're like, this is the backpack that you can take with you, and you can actually.
Well, you get that from Livestream.
Yeah.
Which used to be Ustream and all that kind of stuff.
Basically, you could go out to the park and live stream, because they have ones that you can actually get the streamer, the software, the cell stuff, and then the battery pack to be able to stream
that's
out
the
in the middle of
Ustream
nowhere.
backpack.
Yeah.
Just make sure you have a strong internet connection.
Yes.
I was gonna say that is all based upon your internet.
Oh yeah, and from those, the problem is that even like I streamed in from what was supposed to be a good internet connection at a public facility, and I had 5 bars, and it was right by the router, and we tried to stream me in on maybe 3 shows ago or 4 shows ago, and it sucked.
That was a nightmare.
It kept dropping off, and
it could have been admin might have had a limit on how much bandwidth you could utilize.
That's the thing. You're always kind of at the mercy of whoever, especially if you're using free Wi-Fi. Even if you log in though. Like even the Tampa airport and stuff, I know they limit your bandwidth. You can watch it. You can watch a video, but streaming a video is a whole different level. Yeah,
because when your download is it doesn't kill you. It's that upload that you can knock everybody off if you're trying to just completely dominate it.
And that's one of the things also for your office. So say you're an attorney, or I use attorneys a lot because they're my clients, but say you're an attorney, or you fix air conditioning, or you do accounting, or whatever it is. One of the things is that you have to be cognizant, because if you say, I'm all in, I'm going to buy this streaming thing for $2,000, and every Tuesday I'm going to stream, or every day I'm going to stream to talk to whatever about my business. Well, If you have an office with 5 people in it, and you have 5 other computers that are all hooked to the internet, and when you originally got Spectrum or Fios or whatever it is, you said, I need this for my internet because that's all I want to pay, you're liable to have people coming in while you're streaming going, I can't get onto the internet, or I am having a problem, downloading my movies or whatever it is.
Exactly.
So you could run into bandwidth issues in your office. So you do want to make sure that it may be a couple extra bucks, or it could be double. If you're paying $90.
Well, yeah, but you can also get into a place, and even though they have a lockdown Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Well, if there's 75 people in the room, and those 75 people's phones are trying to hammer that Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Even though they don't get access, they still take data and they take stream away from it. So you can go from 4 megs up to 15 kilobits up.
Yeah.
Because everybody's trying to hit it.
So
yeah.
I would recommend in a case like that, either if the platform allows you for hardwire. If you can't, if you can add your own access point that only you're connected to.
Yeah.
Then you effectively.
Oh, okay.
You're no longer, nobody else is hitting that access point, so
just you.
So you can't take away the at least the wireless bandwidth, because once you have Wi-Fi, for instance, you have it puts out a signal that is shared amongst so many people, so it's got to split up. Yes, your wireless is capable of 54 megs a second, for instance, back in 54G, but 54 megs a second amongst how many people do you have?
Yeah.
So you got to share that, but if you have an access point that you hardwire in, and then it's a wireless access point, and only you connect to it, then that whole 54 meg a second that device can put out is only for you.
And it's probably more stable, even if it's lower, because then it's not constantly trying to load balance and things like that.
Yeah.
So here's the big question. All right, so everybody's got it. They've either hired us, or they've hired you guys, or they've just done it themselves, and now they're on YouTube,
they're on Google,
and they're on Facebook. How do they make that work for them, Erik?
Well, usually it's, the internet world is kind of Google's a popularity contest. And so, one of the things that you can do is, number one, just we'll kind of go in the easy way first, is, so say we're posting a video on YouTube, because that's the kind of the easy way to do it. So we're going to post a video on YouTube. What you want to do is, number one, just these are little tricks. Everything's like throwing a nickel in a well. It all builds up. So name, when you're answering a question about, like, fix my broken air conditioner. If I'm trying to fix the broken fan on my air conditioner, name your video fix the fan, or something related to that. And it sounds silly, but it works. So name your video something that's related to one of the keywords you're trying to rank for, air conditioning fix or whatever it is. Then from there, put in the name. When you upload that, it's going to ask you for a couple of things. It's going to ask you for the name of the video. You want to name this. Be real specific on that. And then if you are a local company, make sure you include where this is done. Say it's Clearwater, Florida. Put fixing an air conditioner in Clearwater, Florida. And then you can, in your description, it's going to ask you for a description. Be descriptive.
Be descriptive.
Many, you can write like 900 words, which is a lot. Make sure that you tell the story of what you are doing in this video. And keep in mind, you're kind of using keywords. What Google's going to do is, Google can't really see your videos right now and understand what you're talking about. They're going to understand the words you're saying, but they're going to try and put it into context. But the description helps you by saying, this is an air conditioner fix that we did in Clearwater, Florida. It resolved a squeaky fan noise, or when my AC starts, it got squeaky, and we fixed that. So you want to put that in the description of what you did, because then it goes, if someone's typing in, how do I fix a squeaky AC, they could see your video, because that's what Google understands about it. And then you can put your keywords in. It's going to ask you for keywords, and so put those in. So if you're trying to rank for air conditioning or whatever it is, put that in. And I'm not just saying this for, this can be your gardening blog or whatever it is. This doesn't have to be your business video. This
Or
could
your
be-
pole dancing video.
Oh,
if
yeah,
you want it
especially
for
the pole
anything.
dancing video.
Just saying.
You could put, make sure you put your tags in so people recognize this. It's not, it's not about kind of just the business stuff. I always tell people, I said,
No.
it's all about kind of the ranking and the small things. And put those things in so if someone's searching for it, it makes sense. Or here's the other thing, if you're searching for it.
Yeah.
One of the things that a lot of people do is once they get established for a channel for a while, I've had multiple clients go out to a sales call, and they're like people that fix RVs. And so they're like, oh, I have a video on that of where we did it. And they're like, okay, show me. And so they're standing there with an iPad, and you don't want to be
They're
scrolling
trying to
through the
find it.
100 videos you've produced. You could search that. It makes it really easy. So you squeaky fan motor or whatever it is. So you can fix that, and it's really easy. So those are the things that you first want to do with your videos, and then upload them.
Oh, so you do that before you upload.
You do that while you're uploading. Basically, when you click upload, it
In your
takes,
description.
it takes a while. One of the things I like doing is I like writing a description in Word or Pages or whatever software that you use to write something separately. You know how many words you have to have or can put, so write something separately that allows you to sit and think about it versus like trying to hurry. That's one of those cool things is you can do it because as soon as that video is uploaded and published, Google looks at it. And it's really instant. And it's not like Google, there's not some guy looking at it. It's a serious algorithm. There's 800 hours a minute being uploaded. There's a lot of algorithms going on, and they try and rank things and figure out what they are as quickly as possible, especially because they're trying to minimize the stuff that's like hate or fake news or whatever it is. So they really want to get that uploaded. So they don't wait 2 days for you to do it, or even 2 minutes. As soon as the publish hits and as soon as that gets to 100%, it's looking in those areas to figure out what this video is about so it can classify it or send it to the appropriate place to be checked again. So one of the things that you can do is you can write this stuff beforehand. Write what it's about. And then we're not assuming that it's live. We're assuming that you taped it and edited
You
it.
edited a little bit, put it together.
Put it together. So you've got a video on gardening or whatever it is. And so you can write your description and then you publish that. And that's usefully helpful. The other part of it is that what it's going to do is it's going to try and do some closed captioning for you. What I like doing is you can get a really inexpensive service. There's 2 services that we talked about before, Rev and Temi, T-E-M-I. I do not get paid by them. In fact, I have to pay them. You upload your video to them, and you can either upload it or put it on a link if you've got it on your website or something. So you upload it, and basically it's like, I think it's a couple cents for every, it's like 20 cents for every 100 words. Yeah. And basically it's speech to text transcription. 10 cents a minute. Okay, so it's super quick. I put $10 in there, and I think I still have like $6, and that's like 2 months later of recording every week. And so what it does is it basically transcribes pretty good. We talked about it before. The transcriptions are good. The other, that's another service.
Rev.
Rev. They're a little bit more expensive. They're slightly better, but they are more expensive. If you're just starting out, just use Temi or something like that and put it up. Basically, you put that in your closed captions. So again, Google understands what you are talking about. And then if you have room and it's short enough, you can put that transcript under in the description of your YouTube video.
Oh,
That's
okay.
super helpful for people as well, because some people like to, before I watch, if I'm showing you how to fix an air conditioning system, maybe I want to read a little bit about before I even watch the video. Waste my time.
Waste your time, yeah.
And so it's one of those type of things where you can actually put that in the description as well. And it's useful for Google to understand what this thing is about. And it's useful for your visitors to see if they want to watch a video. So those are the kind of the initial things. After that, you want to get it shared in the world. So there are some services out there that you could go to that can kind of share videos. Like if you looked up, share my video type of thing. Some of them are kind of spammy, but some of them are pretty good in terms of sharing videos.
Right.
The first things you want to do is share it on YouTube, and share it on Facebook, share it on your blog, and then if you have people in the community, or you're on community sites, or like LinkedIn, share it on LinkedIn. And so what you're trying to do is share this place as much as possible, and then encourage people to distribute it. If you're on Facebook groups, if you're in a Facebook group like a gardening group or a cannabis group or something like this, and you've recorded a video that's relevant, share it with that particular group, and
Right.
people will pick it up and then share it from there. Those are the type of things, and we like my company, we actually go out to some of the industry influencers, as they call them, and go, hey, here's an interesting video for you. You might want to put this on your blog, or you might want to show this. And you can do that a couple of ways. You can email those people, or you can maybe even tag them in LinkedIn. You can tag them in Facebook if you wanted to. It doesn't have to be, and you don't want to do it too often because they'll
Right, then you'll
delete
be
you.
blocked.
But if you're doing a different type of video, like if you're fixing air conditioners or fixing computers, you could talk about that specific computer model.
Hey, we've got 45 seconds left.
Oh man! So those are basically it's tag properly and share as much as possible, and that's your thing. And encourage the people to subscribe to your channel to get a better
That's the
subscriber
biggest
base.
thing.
So anyway, so that's
Stop liking everything, but go subscribe, because
Exactly.
that's what helps everybody. Everybody
Exactly.
keeps liking, but no one likes to subscribe.
Yeah.
So in the last 15 seconds,
yes.
Monday, we have no idea what we're talking about because Adam won't be here.
Oh, that's right.
Adam's going bye-bye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We'll be
anyway,
gone
we
for
don't
a
like
couple
He's
him
going
right
for
now.
fun
No,
now. It's
just
not like
kidding.
bye-bye like
All
in
right,
jail.
guys,
So
we
see
got to
ya.
go. We'll see everybody on Monday. Be good.
Hey,
Be
appreciate
safe.
it.
We'll talk
Thanks.
to you later.
We'll talk to you.
We got the plans cause we are the tech shamans. We understand cause we are the tech shamans.
Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah.
Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans.
Cool.